when does the mazal change and when does everything start?
After Tu B'Shvat.
Tu B'Shvat. From Tu B'Shvat.
What changes?
The mazal, the whole situation, it all changed Tu B'Shvat.
The bad mazal.
Bad mazal ends, good mazal comes in.
Really?
Tu B'Shvat. Into Purim and throughout that.
God, please.
We have 2 others this year.
Two what?
Two Adars.
You have 2 Adars.
Yes, Hamtaka begins Tu B'Shvat. Hamtaka Shorasham. The sap's going up.
It's not necessarily that it changes for the better.
Now it's
Adar's always better. You can tell me that, you say that in Av in the summer. Don't get it.
every 2 weeks
But
is a
now, only
Chag.
good. Everything's good now.
Yeah, every
Okay.
2 weeks, Rosh Chodesh, a Chag.
So you should know that you should feel the difference, and you should hopefully Bezrat Hashem, everybody should have the berachot of the mechaber, that your eyes should see your children and your children's children,
Amen.
like olive branch shoots around your table. They should all
Amen.
be hakamim and nevonim. Your houses should be filled with all the good. Gam osher, gam kavod, lo yosif.
Amen.
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 All right, so we're going to go to Derush Vav. Now this Derush, you should know, is what I remember. I believe I said this last year. Shirat David. This was last Shabbat's class last year. Okay, you there? Shoot around, right? You were there. You were here every year already. Of course.
I don't know if I was away for.
Gushvav.
Assuming you were here. Assuming you're here. Derush Vav. And this is also the Derashah I plan on doing on Shabbat. And I guarantee you that between last year, today, and on Shabbat, you're going to learn new things. Okay? This is one for the books. Yeah, the pasuk says, "V'Hashem olech lifnehem yomam be'amud anan." Right? It says that Hashem walked in front of us with amud anan. The Midrash says on this pasuk, "Hine anochi sholech malach lefanecha lishmor baderech." That I'm sending a malach in front of you to watch you in front by the derech.
Vav.
Vav is in vai.
Oy vey.
Vav would be Vav is 6.
Which page is it in the English one?
I don't know which page, but it's VI.
There you go.
Beshalach.
You a VA?
No, but Torah Vav.
No, I said it's 50.
Alright,
you know
stop you right there.
Yeah.
So now we're talking. We have a midrash that says Hashem olech lifnechem yomam be'amud anan. The midrash says he brings the pasuk. He says Hine anochi sholech malach lefanecha. I'm sending you a malach in front of you to watch you over in the derech. Right. So this is the point of the midrash. The midrash says all the nisim and the niflos, all the amazing things that I did for you. Lo, I did not do it. Shetitenu li sechari. I didn't do it so you should pay me and what's sechari to give me to be divinely indebted to me. I didn't do it so you should owe me anything. Ela shetiu mechabedim oti kebanim. Just that you should respect me like children respect the father and call me dad.
Why?
Litiyu korin oti avichem. That you call, yeah, that's my pops. That's literally what the Midrash is saying. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful, right? It's all this I did for you, but I didn't do it for you in order that you should just be afraid of me and just say, oh, I owe God, so that's why I'm going to shul. I'm going to shul because I feel guilty. Because if I don't go to shul, then I'm doing the right thing. That's not why. I'm doing it because I want you to love me and call me your father.
And you forgot one thing, that
Yes.
I love you. It's like any parent, he's doing it because he loves his children.
Yes, and he wants the love. He doesn't want
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Well, what's the other way? We're talking
Hashem
only-
loves us and we love
We
Hashem.
love Hashem. That's
But by the way, not everyone knows they love Hashem. No, you're gonna roll your eyes, but it's true, and it's that when you see that, it has to hurt you. Imagine, I remember when I was a kid. Okay, my father. Okay, Mesilai Sharif says that when someone does something wrong, you have to feel it like someone's embarrassing your father. That hurt that you had your own father. That's how you have to feel. I remember when I was a kid, we walk into shul, the Sharet Zion, and my father goes, "Come on, I want to go to shul. I want to sit next to my friend." So I said, "Oh, the fat one." So my father turned in the middle of the street, turns around, bam on my face, smacks my face. I'm like, "What I do? I didn't do anything. What
You
I
still
do?"
feeling it now?
My father's like, "Whew, you never hit, but like, what are you gonna
Give you a good one.
you gonna do? Yeah. So what I do? He goes, don't ever call your daddy's friend fat. So okay, but now listen. Now if somebody makes fun,
Pleasantly plump.
pleasantly plump. What's the point? The point is that if somebody makes fun of your father, that really had nothing to do with the point that we're about to say, but it just reminded me. If somebody makes fun of your father, it hurts you inside, right? If someone makes fun of your wife, in front of your kid, anybody of your close relatives, okay? Anyone that you're close to, you're gonna feel hurt inside. That's the same hurt you need to feel when someone is desecrating. God forbid, he's desecrating Shabbat. That's the same feeling you're supposed to have. God said something. God said do this. God said don't do this. And all of a sudden we're going to or not going to. What kind of thing is that? You don't get to decide what you do and don't do. God said to do all these things. 613 things he said to do. And what, you're not going to do it just because you don't want to do it? It's Tesla. And it's not, and it's not okay. So Yaakov, not everybody feels that love. And yeah, it's important to teach that our Torah is about loving and not just, everyone's nervous, everyone's like all about it's the Goy influence, by the way. That's all the Goy influence. The pitchforks and the fire and none of that really exists. The Gemara says a mustard seed cannot survive in Gehinnom. Mustard seed because it's not physical. It's not a thing. It doesn't make any sense. So what is it? It's just you can understand what it is, but it's not real fire and pitchforks. It ain't good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not fire. It's not what they're making it like it's physical fire. That's not what it is.
Doesn't the Zohar say that it's your embarrassment of you're
Yes.
shown a real
So the
and
Hatam
who you could have
Hatam
been?
Sofer writes, what is Gehinnom? Gehinnom is you sitting in a room with deep, real regret and just crying for 11 months straight.
Whoa.
Okay, which sounds worse. Okay,
Yes.
A real all the opportunities, all the way you could have done, what you should have done, and I didn't do.
It's all done.
Okay, that's what's it called. That's what it is. Okay, so let's go inside. So, hey, you can't stay.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
All right, you coming to switch? Swap out. Swap out.
Hook me up with the door.
The door.
Over there. Down. On the other side. Okay, so let's review. The pasuk says Hashem olech livechem yomam ba'amud anan. Remember the Zev? Right, the Midrash says Hine anochi sholech malach levanecha lishmor otcha b'derech. He says Kol hanisim. How you doing, guys? All the miracles. All right, one more time. Pasuk says that Hashem sends, right, everybody in front of you, right? It says I'm going to walk in front of you in the day.
Wait.
Huh? What?
Smile to the dance.
Who's this?
That's only that way.
Here, pass.
Well, thank God, we're really upping our art scroll game, no? Baruch Hashem, thanks to Zevi. Okay. Hashem olech livrechem yomam v'layla. Hashem olech livrechem amud anan, right? The Midrash says, Hine anochi sholech malach v'necha lishmor b'derech. I'm sending a malach to protect you in front of the derech. The Midrash now starts. All the miracles that I did for you, not that you should exact payment for me and be indebted to me eternally, but for you to respect me and call me dad. Okay? Uma, and the Midrash continues, Uma nisim esiti libriya ba'olam yoter mikem, right? And what nation or what beriah, what the creation has ever received as much miracles as you have? Meaning, I've given the most I've given it to you, right? Sheheyitem mehalechim aharai. Where do they walk? They walk away from me. That you guys were able to walk in back of me. I walked. The pasuk says, Hashem holech litnehem, in front of you. Yomam, right? Ba'amud anan. That's not a malach, it's Hashem himself. What kind of thing is that? It's not nice for a king, but no, for you, I do it.
Don't the Jewish leaders always walk in front?
No, the Jewish leaders always go to battle.
Huh?
No, I think you're talking about battle. About the war. They go into the war. The other one goes also in front, into the war. So, אני מהלך לפניכם ומאיר לכם. What? Oh! Of course, that leaves and then this happens.
Just in time.
You gotta put more of that. There's tape in the back. We'll just hold it up like that for a while.
Stay here for this year.
Sash, look behind you. There's tape somewhere. Maybe in the drawers.
Thank you.
So it says, "Ani melech livechem umeir lachem she'emad," right? That's pasuk says, "Hashem olech livechem yomam." Very good. So we're all clear with the midrash. Makes sense. Everything that I did for you, I did in order that you should call me dad, and not that you should be indebted to me and just say, "Oh, the God gave everything, so now I feel guilty. I have to do what He says." Can't do that. Right now, kasher. Right? Why shouldn't we be obligated or want to be obligated to be eternally indebted to Him? He did everything for us, and is continuously doing everything for us. Why shouldn't we? Right?
That's not the way He wants it.
But why shouldn't we do it? It's not regardless of what He wants. You still have an obligation to feel that way. By the way, you still have an obligation to feel indebted to God. That does not go away. You understand? That's Yirat Hava. You have to. You have to. You have to. Rambam writes it in the beginning to Mishneh Torah.
Oh, but it says like no Sakkal to pay mamish to pay him.
But you can't pay. What's paying him? Being my people. You know, following the mitzvot. That's not what he wants. He wanted
I
to do.
think paying him would be more like helping others.
No, no, because sechari is my sachar. It actually is true. You're not wrong because it does say that when you pay your loans back, it's as if you're paying God's loans back. It's a very big deal. If you pay God's loan, if you pay your people back, people that you owe money to, it's as if you're paying God back. Why? Because everyone's designated a certain amount of money a year, right? Now all of a sudden, if now you take some money from a guy, you're kiviyachol taking away the guy's money. So when you pay somebody back, you're like helping God fulfill His promises. You know when He writes in His books.
I would think more that like God gave that man money to lend to you.
So about the other guy, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you don't pay that man back, you just stole from God, because God gave it to that man to lend
That's
it to
what
you.
he's saying. It's like you're paying God back. That's what he
Actually,
said.
it's not what I'm saying, but it's also good. It's true. No, why? Give him credit. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Because you, by the way, it's not only that you're stealing from God. It's you think that you're in control. God gets very upset.
It's not your money. So when it's not your money and you're giving it out to somebody, it's like it's
No, that you're
through
taking
God.
it from someone. The other way. You're
I'm
taking
saying
it.
the way he's saying it also. I'm saying the way Ari's saying it. Or when you're taking money from somebody, it's not that individual's money, it's God's money. So if you don't pay it back, you're not paying God back. The money that we have is not ours.
That's not our. I mean, you can look at it both ways. All right, let's stay focused. All good points. We're all on point. Okay, so now the first question is why shouldn't we give zakad? Right, that everything that he did for us, and also why Davkad? Why does he want for us to call him dad, Av? Why does he desire for us to be called Av? Umau zeh she'amar she'halach lifnehem yomam. Right? Why is he using the Amud Anan as the example? This is my favorite question.
Ellie,
Ellie, who's asking this one?
is that camera supposed to be facing us?
It was for a second, yeah.
Not anymore. Okay, there's three questions. One is why does he have to get sachar? Why shouldn't we be obligated to pay him sachar? Second thing is why does he desire that we call him dad so much? And third one is why is this the example that he's using? What about Yetziat Mitzrayim? What about Amalek? What about Yam Suf? Those are much bigger than having a nice illuminated thing for us in the dark. Yeah.
I have just a question in general. The concept of Hashem seeking sachar is kind of odd.
The concept of, well, obviously...
Because we get sachar on our mitzvot. It's like that.
So sachar over here means to owe, like to owe. You have to owe him. That's not just the payment. That you have to be indebted to him.
Okay.
It's the right way to word it.
Okay.
If you look at the books, okay, at some of the books, they'll explain.
Okay.
What is the purpose? Why did God make the world? Why did God make the world? Why are we here? Very simply, because God has names, and God has to be called by those names. What's the point of having a name if you're not going to be called by it? So what's Hashem's name? El Rahum Vehanun, right? Merciful and helpful and all these things. If you're not going to have a place where He could use these, exercise these things, then what's the point of having them? So He made the world. You understand? And why did He make us? Why us? But He could have done that, which is having animals, and just be nice to animals. Why us? Why does she be nefesh yadu b'mitzrayim? Why us? Specifically because we have a chance to get closer to God. The purpose of life, the purpose of this world, is to get closer to God. How do you do that? You do Torah and mitzvot, because you cannot really get close to God the right way in this world. It's not made for that. The world would actually melt because it just doesn't work. So we have a lot of limitations. But Hashem wants us to be part. But in the next world, that's what we really get. Not in this world. This world is to work. So that's why it's called Olam Ha'asiyah, La'asot, to do. When you do, this is what it's about. All right. So now back to our three questions. Why Davka should we be eternally indebted? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't He want us to be? Why wouldn't we want to be eternally indebted to Him? Why for everything that He did for us and continues to do for us? Why Davka do you want us to call you dad? Right, for a simple term. And also why using the Amud Anan as the example as opposed to much awesomer things that you've done in the past. Yetziat Mitzrayim, Kiryat Yam Suf. Yetziat Mitzrayim was amazing. Yam Suf was amazing. The sea split. I remember my father telling me, why is the sea splitting such a big miracle? Because it happened exactly when we needed it.
Right.
Because it happened exactly when we needed
But
it.
why? When it never happened, never again.
It happened.
It only happened for us.
No, not true. We're talking about it happened to Gemara.
In the Yarden it happened,
It happened
but
to Yoshua Yadin. It happened to Tami Gemara. Rabbi Zera split a river. Come on, it's just
what do you
Easy
mean
stuff,
that the
easy
nest was
peasy.
when we needed it? But the whole thing was for us.
no. The whole thing is it happened when we needed it. If the sea would have split on Monday,
What does there wouldn't be a
what's it
nest,
supposed to be?
right?
No, it's still an S. If I could split this cup right now, okay,
Yeah,
using
it's
my
an S.
eyes, is that an S or not?
It's a nest, but you didn't
Is it
save.
very valuable?
But you didn't save anybody, right?
Okay, it's not valuable. So the real miracle is happening exactly when you need it. That's the miracle. $100 today when I need 100 is worth more to me than tomorrow 1,000 when I don't even need it. If all my bills are paid and I have $1,000 in the bank, okay, great. I have an extra grand in the bank, very nice. But if I have a bill's worth of $100, I need it now because I gotta pay. Then the 100, that's the miracle. Oh, thank God. That's where you have that's where you have the connection with. So Kiryat Yam-Suf is a big deal because it happened exactly when we needed it. Yetziat Mitzrayim was showing God's that God oversees nature. Every Nagah was done.
to show the relationship between Hashem and Bnei Israel.
Why not? He did it for us.
Because but if the relationship is for a father and a son and a father, Yetziat Mitzrayim is not the son and father.
Where are we in?
Tell me why it's not.
The English one,
I'll tell you why it is.
page
To me, I
69.
think that's more of a saving of people, not a relationship between a person and a father and a son. In other words, father and son can do as much
Page
as
69.
as much effort you can put in, but it's not miraculous. It's a miracle. Yetziat Mitzrayim is a miracle.
Okay, Amalek.
Amalek. I think it's also
It doesn't matter. Come on, stop it. We can flip this around and show you that Amalek is showing like a father to a son. What do you mean? But Yetziat Mitzrayim is the best one. He allowed you all the mockery that I made, right? Someone's messing with my kid in the playground. I come and I start giving him a wedgie, throw him on the bars.
But it's different when Hashem himself is walking in front of you. It shows he's your Abba.
Doesn't show he's Abba.
Why
I'm
not?
sorry. No.
He's
the
walking.
Father,
The Abba's walking with you.
actually, it's a good point. You know, it says in the books, by the way, that the son, the children, when they're walking, should always walk in front of you, not in back of you. Always walk in front of you so you can see what's going on. Because in back of you, you don't know if a guy swipes. You have no idea what happened. Yeah, go.
One of the biggest miracles, and you haven't mentioned it at all, and the indebtedness that we have to show to Hashem is when we get up in the morning and we go Modeani.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking what the Midrash says. Midrash said, I agree with you, but we're not talking about that. By the way, I said continue doing for you. I said all the miracles that he does and continues doing for you. I did throw that in there, which I did have in mind for what you're
It was like a
referring to.
general disclaimer.
But it's a good point. But the question is, why would he use the Anan versus all the other great things that we talk about our children every year to say that?
Because there it's Hashem walking with him.
Who
There
said,
he sent the Malach to split the sea, but Hashem didn't come and walk
let's
with
see what it
us.
says. There's a Gemara Kedushin, Chav Tet Amud Aleph. Okay, unbelievable. Baraita. Okay, what is the father's obligation to the son?
Teach him Torah.
That's one.
Teach him to swim.
That's the Ika de Amre. That's not the one. That's not the ones of
Teach
listening.
him a
Right?
profession.
Ha'av hayab libnot lemulo. You gotta circumcise your son. You have to. You don't obey him.
Marry him.
You gotta first. You gotta teach him Torah first, right? You get him married, right? And you teach him a skill. There's 5 things.
Whoa.
And Ika de Amre, the Gemara Kaftet Amudal says. Some say you have to teach him to swim also. That's your 5, maybe 6 obligations. Thank God, my wife taught all my kids how to swim. Really, not have to worry. Okay, so you have 5 things plus 1. 5 things plus 1. You have, again, to circumcise him, to give Pidyon Abed, to teach him Torah, to get him married, to teach him a business.
How can they say Pidyon Abed if not everyone has one?
Paper towel behind.
What is? You need Toto. I don't know. I didn't have to.
No plug. It's a general.
No, is that Pidyon Ben, no?
I was
But he said,
Or Nigdodo if he's a hostage.
You have the obligation if some Joe Schmo is a hostage. He's Jewish, you gotta say
No,
it.
what I'm saying is how can it be a chiyuv for everybody if not everybody has it?
It's the hiyuv of the
It's
because
the chiyuv of a father, but if he has 4 girls and he has a boy, then he's not
I
having.
understand.
Right.
What do you do? You have an obligation to fulfill the entire Torah, but you already know that it's not possible for you to fulfill the entire Torah. But I'll tell you what the obligation of a father is. You don't have it, then you're gonna rely on your friend who did do it. Like we rely on the Kohanim to do the mitzvot that we can't do.
Right.
That's how it works. So, but these are the mitzvot that are obligated to a son. All right, from a father. In K, what do you see? You see that everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did for us right? Livdot otam mitzrayim, to redeem us from Mitzrayim, and from Amalek, right? Are all categorized as an obligation of a father to a son. He has to do that. He has to save us.
That's why he wants to be called Abba.
1 second.
But he doesn't have to walk in front of us.
1 second. Show your bones, will you? It's okay. I know the answer. He says, "Kol haya chova la'av la'asod libno, hare hayav livduto lelamedo Torah." Right? The Messiah gives the Torah, teaches an umanut, which is what does that mean? It's basic needs. It's hayah nefesh and hayah. You're obligated to lump it up, to sum it up. You have an obligation to teach your child, everybody on their own level, but to teach that child your basic needs physically and spiritually. Not just spiritually without physically, and not physically without spiritually, physically and spiritually. Very important to know. It's a beautiful Gemara, Kafte Damudav. It tells you what your obligation is. So when your wife tells you to do something that doesn't fit within these categories, you say, I'm out. I'm good.
Good luck with that.
And then if they have an issue, you blame it on Charles.
No, so we have an email. LD's email is...
Email Global Shimshon.
Whatever you want. This is going to be out of it.
Global.
Okay, but now we can answer
Something
the Midrash.
global.
Now we can answer the Midrash. All the nisim that I did for you is not that I want to get any type of kickback or anything in return, because that's my hayuv. I have an obligation. You are my child. You're right. Israel bechuri ata, right? Beni bechuri, right? You're my firstborn. Bnei Israel, my firstborn. You have an obligation, Hakadosh Baruch Hu kiviyachol, to take us out of Mitzrayim and to protect us from Amalek and to give us the Torah. You have an obligation to. Lefichach, therefore, sarich sheYisrael yechabedu oto davka ke'abarim el ha'av. We had this already. We already had this obligation to give, to respect God as a father. Umashe Peresa, what the miracles that what did he say regarding the miracle that I'm going to walk in front of you? Yoted Mikol Sha'ad Nisim is a real problem. You can really argue because God is the King of Kings, and a king. Everybody agrees in the Gemara. A king, Melech. What's it?
Melech shemachal al kvodo.
Eno kevodo machul. Eno kevodo machul.
The king's not allowed to. He's not allowed to say no. No, it's okay.
You're not allowed to say it's okay. Walk behind me. I'm going to make sure everything's clean in front of you. You can't do that. It's not up to you. Everybody.
Even for your father.
That's why he wants us to be called a father. That's why he wants us to call him father and not king. Okay. That's what Sheroseh sheyakiru oto le'av. The av and a father that's mahal al kevodo mahul. Difference between a king and a father. We know. What do we say? We're saying now in shul. Avinu malkeinu.
Father or king.
Father our king. Father first, then king.
By the way, in Yom Kippur we say Reshet Tzvateinu, at least Ashkenazim. I don't know what you say. Im kevanim, im keavadim.
Yeah.
And that's also a connection. It's like we'll take either or depending on the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No. So Zera Shimshon has a great item on that.
Uh-huh.
If you don't think that I'm going to be good enough as a son, what makes you think I'm going to have zechut as a slave?
Uh-huh.
And it's a whole pure pool. It's important to do before the holidays. Anyway, so again, so what do we say? So what's the point here? The point that we're saying now we understand, okay, that all that he's seen that God did, he can't use Amalek, Yam Suf, or the other ones to be used as a as proof of what he wants, and he has to go with the Amud Anan because the other stuff is his obligation. Is his obligation. Okay, he has to. Okay. So okay, Mr. Bloomberg, I'm going to recap for you. You ready? 5-minute recap.
Expect no less.
Expect no less. I love it. Set him up. Come on, you got Papa's. Baby, it's hot right now.
Very hot.
Want some? Want some? Very good.
Spicy.
You don't want?
Alright, no, thank you. All right, the Pasuk says, Pasuk, we're doing Vav, okay?
You can't eat on the party.
Boys, listen up. You want to repeat it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's good to test one of the guys.
How come the main nest that Hashem tells us in the Parshat?
Start with the Midrash. What are we getting? The Midrash says, based on the Pasuk, Hashem
Holech Lifneim.
yeah. Ba'amud Anan.
Right.
Okay.
So the question is why Dafka does the Torah say that the miracle that Hashem wants us to remember is that He's walking in front of us with the Amud Anan How come Kriyat Yam Suf wasn't big enough? The Makot
you're
Mitzrayim,
missing something. You're missing
Makat Amalek.
What about the Av? Ke'av.
The Midrash
You didn't say the midrash.
So you do it.
Defiant.
I was going to give the main thing that I
No, give the
that I
midrash.
got.
Go in order. Always go
I'm
in
going to
order.
give what I got.
Okay.
What I
So
got.
I'll fill it in.
I can only give what I got.
I'll fill it in.
I got what. That's what I can give.
Okay.
If
so-
you have more, then go ahead.
We got it.
That part was great.
The Midrash says, all the Nisim and the Geburot that I did for you. Talking to Bnei Israel. Right? And I didn't do it to get payment that I should get some sort of eternal indebtedness from you. Right? I did it so you could respect me as a father. Like children respect their father. And that you should call me with you, Korino Ti Avichem, and you should call me, he's my father. Alright? We actually bring a pasuk in Yirmiyah. Avi Tikrei Li. You should call me daddy. Avi. And what did he, Mr. Bloomberg, I'm doing this for you.
No, it's my fault. It's mine.
And the miracles that I did, and there's no miracles that I've done for anybody other than you. I haven't done miracles for anybody else other than you. I haven't done as many miracles for any other Beriyah other than you. Right? Because what? He brings that I walked in front of you, very nice. We asked 3 questions. The first one is, why shouldn't we be indebted to God? God literally does everything for us and continues to do so. Right? Being careful. Stop.
That's the father's, but that's what a father's
That's
responsibility.
what a father does. That's a father's job.
Father's job.
Stop it. That's the father's job. Okay. Also, why Dafka? Why specifically does he want us to call him dad instead of a king? Or why specifically a dad? And also, why are you giving us the cloud of glory as the example to prove that Kivyachol God that He loves us and He did it for us? What about Yetziat Mitzrayim? What about Yam Suf? What about Amalek? All those things are way, we don't even mention Amud Ara, maybe once on the Haggadah. Right? We mention everything else 100 times. Yetziat Mitzrayim all day. We talk about Yam Suf, Yetziat Mitzrayim. We have an obligation, Shema, to remember it every day. We don't have an obligation to remember the cloud of glory every day. So we start to bring what's a father's obligation. The Gemara Kedushin, Chavtet Amud Aleph tells you what your obligation is to your children. Okay? And we say quickly, we said to circumcise him, Brit Milah, Pidyon Abed, teach him Torah. Go ahead. Marry.
Teach him a trade.
Teach him a trade, and then we say
Teach him how to
Ikadam, teach him. Everyone's so keen on the teach him to swim thing.
But it's
Everyone's like they're jumping on me like, oh, doctor, swim. All right, relax.
Probably the
What about
easiest.
Torah and getting him married?
Is Liftodo also to save him from captivity, or it's only about Pidyon Ben?
No, that's for everyone. Is you have a chiyuv to do that.
Everyone has a chiyuv to do pidyon shivuyim.
So you're saying it can't be Liftodo means
No, it's Pidyon
because they say
Watch over your son at all times. I'll put it that way. Liftoto. It says pidyon. I think it says liftoto. We can look at the Gemara, look at the Mahasha and Rashi later, but that's.
What's it say in English?
It says here, if the toe, it says obligated to redeem his firstborn child.
Redeem it. Okay, so bottom line, what are we seeing? We're seeing that the whole
I want to say if it's a Liftoto and we're Hashem's kids, Hashem has to go get those Hatufim out. He has to make Kayam the Torah.
Thank you.
Amen.
Putting me on the
So
spot.
he's redeeming. He's the first one to teach the Torah, take away from this as well.
You know why we say Baruch Dayan Hen?
Next page.
You know, my friend Yosef knows that you have to have the same, because we learned it together,
Shem Mevarech.
just the way you make the beracha, right?
כמו שאומרים תודה על הטוב, צריכים להגיד תודה על ה...
With the same happiness. Baruch Dayan Emet means...
That's Latid Lavo.
No, it's not.
Latid Lavo אומרים בתורה מתים. Now you don't say the same שמחה.
שולחן ערוך.
והיה ביום ההוא, יהיה השם אחד ושמו אחד. Look inside.
שולחן
Look
ערוך.
inside.
Always together.
שולחן ערוך.
לעתיד לבוא הכל הטוב
Look,
והמתים.
look. I'm going to hand it to you and you look it up yourself.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying is nowadays we have to make the and then Emet are the same time.
But it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
A person has to say thank you to Hashem for 4 things. You get out of the sea, okay, you go through a midbar, okay, you were sick, and you were bit asurim. Okay? Hold on, chill. And the what's it called? And the sima is hayim. Why hayim? Habush, yisurim, yam, and midbar. Cute. Okay. Now what does he say? He says, what you can call too. Okay, and then everyone answers that. Okay, you say it in front of 10 people. Hold on. Here. Hold on. Ashkenaz. Sakanach. I didn't say that word. I decided not to say it anymore. על כל פנים שמח הוא בפרועתו והצלתו. Hold on. I can't find it, but I gotta move on. But it's here. If you want to look, it's on this page somewhere. You might look at the
Well, what did you want to say? That
you have to have the same. The Gemara says about it.
So why?
The same.
So if that's true, why in that? למה עתיד הכל יהיה טוב ומיטיב? And now, Baruch Adonai. No, wait 1 second. If you need to have the same simcha now, when you say Baruch Adonai Emet, the same simcha, then how come l'atid lavo הכל יהיה טוב ומיטיv? What's the difference? Then now, so now is l'atid lavo by what you're saying.
The truth is, you should be able to say Tov v'mitiv on everything. Right. But we don't know even the
Exactly. You don't know that it's
You know what Rabbi
Because
Azikol, my
that's
rabbi
why
said?
because l'atid lavo, Hashem's going to show us.
Nothing worse than a guy that asks a question that doesn't want to hear the answer.
But we don't. But we have to do
I'm
it
gonna tell you the
regardless of
answer.
whether he shows us or not.
One second. We could do this all night, but we really
All right, keep on going.
That's right. Rabbi Azikol told me, he goes, you know how you know when Mashiach is Mashiach? The little class, it was the most beautiful thing he told me. He goes, the Mashiach is going to be able to show you the good in the most evilest of evils. And you're going to know it's good. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, that is good. That's amazing. Only the Mashiach will understand how to handle that. We're able to show you and you'll say yes. That's why you say go ahead. But in the meantime, you have to have the same, you have to be, why I'm saying, why do we say Baruch Dayanet? Because you don't understand the reason why. You're just saying, guys, please, I'm sorry. We say Baruch Dayanet because we're saying, we're blessing the Dayan who is in it.
Right.
Because we don't get it. By the way, when we were in the States, we heard, the Israeli guy would get up in shul and say he's collecting for A, B, and C, and we thought that there's no possible way this is legit. His wife has this, his 15 kids, each one has another thing, he's getting kicked out of his house, he has no car. Like, it's like the guy's laying on real thing, it's not possible. Then all of a sudden you come to Israel, you're like, oh my gosh, it's like real, like, there's a lot of that. It's real. So you don't know. You don't know till you know. You don't know till, so we say Baruch Dayanet, we just trust that we know that Hashem knows better than us, that He knows everything, and we're closing our eyes and we're just saying, okay, Baruch Dayanet, I don't know nothing. That's it. That's it. Now, so the Gemara says in Kiddushin the 5 things plus the 6, because everybody wanted to shoot me about
the swimming?
About the swimming.
We're back to
Yeah,
swimming.
you got points for that one. Okay, which shows you what that the father is mandatory. Is hayat to do what? Hayat nefesh and goof. You have to teach your kids your spiritual and physical. Now, by the way, I just want to give you a little side point. Do not expect to tell your kid to go to shul and you don't go to shul and think it's going to work. I just want to. You can't smoke and say, "Boy, don't smoke." It doesn't work that way. And to say, "Yeah, you don't want to be like me," it's just it's not a good enough answer. Okay, because we were all kids at once, and we all know what a kid thinks. Like some of us got to think a little more than others, but it just is what it is. You have to set these, especially with spiritual things. When we first moved here, it would be very hard for me to wake up because I was burning the candle on both the wicks. So I'm working at night, right, and I want to wake up for minyan in the morning. So I made a thing where I told my kids to take the covers off of me in the morning. So help me wake up. Because first what they used to come in, I told wake me up. She used to come in like a hurricane. I'm sleeping. I go, no. Like, stop. I'm not there yet, right? So then I told, okay, let's not do that. Just softly. So now they learned their way. But my wife's like, why you keep doing it? Half the time you don't wake up. What do you care? I go, yeah, but let them see their father struggle. Let them see their father struggle going to shul. Let them see that it's hard and he's going to fight. Right now, my alarm clock is in the bathroom. To a bell. A bell. A very large, loud bell.
Big Ben.
Literally. I'm about to play the lady. You look great. Do I hear my alarm clock?
I have trauma from this.
From what?
I had another alarm
Hey, listen.
run. It was
Ready?
trauma.
Ready?
Big Ben.
That's my alarm. At 5:30 in the morning. Okay? So I jump out of bed because if my wife hears it, I'm a dead man. If my wife hears it, she'll kill me.
She hates English people.
Off subject.
Big Ben.
Get yourself like an eye watch or a vibe, and the
No, I'll wake
vibration
up.
will
I'll
make
wake
you.
up. That's not waking up is not a problem. It's removing myself from the bed is the issue.
Get
I'll
a
get up.
dog.
I'll wake up.
Get a dog.
I don't like dogs.
Get a cat.
I definitely ain't getting dogs. So let's move forward. So again, Mr. Bloomberg. So now you can answer the midrash. We said that the nisim that was done. I didn't want for the Sakkal. Why? Because that's my obligation. You can't. You don't have kids to say I'm having kids, so you can respect me later.
Saying this wasn't his obligation.
This wasn't. The Amud Anan was not the obligation.
Arabs do
Extra.
it. The Arabs do it for that, for business. They have kids, or the kids work. All the money of the kids goes to the Abba.
But once they get married, it's not theirs anymore. Once they get married, they're married. Once they get married, same thing. The old days also. They always wanted to have boys because they could work the land and it's an asset. They could help.
Yeah, it's happened to my grandfather.
So now, by the way, so that's the first part. Now we're gonna go move on to another midrash because really Vav is split into two. So I guess it's still within the confines of who we are. I'll find it later. Don't worry. I have the Yakut Yosef upstairs. I haven't highlighted. We have another midrash in Yakut Shimoni. The pasuk says, "V'haaretz hayta tohu v'avohu."
Where'd you go? From where is it now?
Next one, top. No, same, top. Right there, right, see? Tohu v'avohu. Mashal u'mad u'mad domeh. So it doesn't say, boys, listen up. Does it say in English? Okay. We're on the top of page, top sheet there. So,
Top left.
on the left, right. So there's a king has two servants, two very dear servants to him. One of them he puts inside the castle, okay, in his quarters or his whatever, and the other one he puts by the gate. You're not allowed to enter the palace unless this guy. So one day the king sees the servant, one of his servants outside, the one that he loves, and he gave him as a position of love, and he sees he's sad. He goes, "What's the matter?" He goes, "I never get to see you. I never get to see you. You put my friend over there. He's inside. He sees all the action. Sees what's going on. And I'm stuck over here making sure that the hobo don't come in." So same thing what happened when Hashem created the world with Shamayim and Aretz. Shamayim, we know, gets to sing to Hashem all the time, right? Hashamayim misaperim kevod el tushato. But the Aretz bocheh. The Aretz is crying. What does the earth say? The earth says that Ribono shel olam, Hashamayim v'chol asher bahem nehenim miziv hashekhinah. The Shamayim and everything in it gets to enjoy the Shekhinah, right? The radiance of God. Then Malach HaMavet shel bahem. There's no death in Shamayim. There's no sadness. There's no evil. There's no impurity.
All the bodies are buried in the Aretz.
Yeah, I got everybody. That's the question. You don't live in Israel your whole life. Who says we want your dead body when you're dead? who says we want everybody buries it?
Point of understanding for me, when Moshiach comes, first he's going to come and then he's going to raise the dead. That means the bodies and the bones, right? So is that Olam Haba where you have the body?
It's here.
It's here, but
It's here.
this will be Olam Haba with Moshiach, is it not?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. No. This world is still gonna stay. Everything's gonna be here. My question is how are you gonna come back? Everyone's gonna be old because most of the people not old.
The other question is that we're all believing about the neshama. Which body are you coming in?
So again, all these things I have zero clue. There's above
One
my pay
finger
grade.
from
You can bring Rev David Cohen. I met him today. Rev Daniel Cohen. That's why I went this morning. It was
You
amazing.
should have mentioned them to me. You should have mentioned me then.
I think he came up. No, it came up.
Who, the Mekubal?
Yeah, he's special. He gave us a sefer, a shir. It was beautiful.
He's
Beautiful
great.
blessings.
Okay, good.
He's a Makubu. He can
Yeah,
answer.
big one. Yeah, I know. I know 15 years.
Wow.
He used to have a kollel in
And
the
it's interesting
Rova.
because it's connected.
We
you
have
and
the kollel
Itamar,
together.
both
We have the
connected.
kollel together in Tveria. The kollel that Itamar started.
Wow.
Yeah, there's 50 guys there. We opened the kollel. I'm with this rabbi I love dearly. David.
Yeah, special.
And I tell him, every time I see him, he would always tell me that Shaul had a kollel in Tveria. Was very close to me. Very, very close to me. So, okay, go only one day. Okay, good. So one day, we're together again. He's like, Shaul, I had this kollel in Tveria. I go, so good. He goes, Rabbi, let me ask you a question. How much does it cost to open a kollel? How many avrechim is it? So he says, minimum 4 people. So I asked him, I go, how much is an avrech? He tells me how much. I say, okay, I'll make a deal. I'll take 2, but you have to get the other 2. If you get the other 2, we'll do it. Okay, great. 5 minutes later, I see him. Where were we? We were by the cave at Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai.
Wow.
It was the Yortz, the Hilulah of the Arizal.
Wow.
I believe it was a Tuesday. And so I go in, he came, he's a Kohen, so he's on the bus. I go say Shir Hashirim because I was the first time I went to Rashbi, and I was so humbled, and I couldn't get myself to ask anything. I just said Shir Hashirim. Talks about the love between Bnei Yisrael and God. I could do nothing more. I came out, I get back on the bus, I see the rabbi smiling and laughing, like jiggling, he's a big guy.
It's very besimcha, isn't it?
Yeah, the best. And he tells me, he goes in French, he has a French accent, he goes, I found the other two. So it's a beauty.
Oh, he didn't tell you, j'ai trouvé les autres deux?
No, my friend, he didn't. So today, fast forward, I think 3 years or 4 years, there's 50 Avrechim in that kolel.
Wow.
In Tveria.
In Tveria right now.
Wow.
You
Right now,
10x
50.
or more than that.
You still are part of it?
Yeah, but I got my 2.
You hold two of them.
I got my 2. You want to talk about return on investment? I got my 2.
Started 5 years ago.
5 years ago. The books with everything was there. He said I had the money to start. We started, and thank God it moved. It was amazing. So anyway, so now the artist will sit, huh?
That's the schut, seriously.
Let's go visit.
I don't have time.
I'm
I'm
doing our
trying.
blue shits again.
All right, so maybe I might go next week, but you have to take your own car because we're taking the whole family. Grab other shits.
Let me know.
Okay. Oh my God. We should all go. Who wants to take a family tour? Who wants to take a class trip to a very big rabbi?
I'm here. I'm in.
Sunday.
Monday.
Where?
Monday. I need Monday. Afula. 2 hours away. You want to go? You will trust
This
me.
coming Monday?
The answer is
What
yes.
time are you going?
I don't know. Afternoon. I'll put it on the Zera Shimshon Kolel chat. So whoever has it archived, okay, you better archive it. Okay. So now listen. So let's go. Yeah, you can close. Okay.
Like, isn't it?
So now the Midrash is saying, why is the Aretz crying? Okay, why is the Aretz crying? And so he says the Shamayim is able to enjoy the Ziv Shekhinah, right? No Malach HaMavet, and therefore I'm crying. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, don't be afraid, right? Even you in the future are going to sing. Okay? How do we know? The Pasuk says, Adonai Malach Tageh La'aretz. Hashem reigned and the world will rejoice. Right? Excuse me, and it says, Mikenaf ha'aretz zemirot shamanu. From the corners of the earth where the zemirot heard. Okay, so the aretz was upset that I don't have any that I'm not getting to sing. Shaman gets to sing, and the party's all over there, and I'm outside. I don't get to sing, and God says, "Don't worry, one day you'll get to sing also." Okay, and when are you gonna sing? In the future, you get to sing. So, by the way, Zera Shimshon asked an awesome question. Go ahead, sing. Who's stopping you? Go ahead. I didn't tell you can't. I didn't say. He says you will. So great. Why can't you sing now? Right? Who's stopping the aretz, the earth, right, the world, to stop from singing in front of Shamayim? Go ahead, sing. No one told you not to. Go ahead. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu say in the future you're going to sing? I didn't say, so sing to me now. What are you waiting for? I'm waiting. There seems to be that you can't just sing when you want. There's a. By the way, this week's Haftarah, Devorah.
Yeah.
Shirat Devorah, gorgeous. You do Shnai Mikra?
Yes.
Maybe, almost, next
After
week.
that. After that too.
Really, yeah. I don't do Haftarah, but like really, yeah. If we do the Chokli say, but I don't know if it goes the whole way through. Or maybe on Friday it does.
And Friday you end up with
So I do Shnai Mikra regular every day, the Aliyah, and then I go into Nevi'im, Ketuvim.
That's why I do. But I don't do that part. The second part.
What's the second part?
Tanakh.
You should.
I learned Tanakh, but not like the fee.
So that is my Tanakh learning, because I don't really do much Tanakh. I would love to learn more Tanakh. I really would.
Yeah, it's very important.
So very, very important. All the whole Gemarot, the based on Pesukim of the Tanakh. We're talking right now that we have a midrash about that the earth is going to sing in the future. Wait, we know it's a pasuk in Yeshaya. It's Tanakh. That says what? That from the corners of the world they're going to sing. So just sing now. What's the problem? So it seems that the two answers that Hashem gives him are against the two ta'anot that the Aretz had. He says one against the Malach HaMavet, that he has that there's no that I don't have that there's no Malach HaMavet in Shamayim, and so that one Hashem is Hashem Malach Tageh La'aretz, and the second one he answers that what that Mikenaf Ha'aretz Tvi LaSadik Kishenaseh Ba'olam is a nes.
Wait. What does the answer mean when Hashem tells her, "What are you complaining?" Hashem Malach. In other words, Hashem Malach, there's no.
No, Shemalach Tagel Haaretz.
Again,
Let's
the
put it
Haaretz will
together.
be.
The land will rejoice. You have to
So
put-
how does the answer when she said that there's no Malach HaMavet in Shemayim?
So this okay. So first of all, you have to break it down. The two. What are the two problems that he has? One of them is that there's
No Malach.
no Malach HaMavet. The
Right.
second one is that they enjoy the Ziva the Shekhinah and Shemayim. We don't get to have that here. Hashem gives two answers. One is Hashem Malach Tagel Haaretz, and the second one is Mekaraf Haaretz and Mirot Shamanu.
So how does it answer the?
So how does it answer?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay, so that's the question. It's a good question.
He's
So
asking the same question.
it seems that
No, that he's answering already in the pasuk is the answer.
yeah, but let's understand what the answer is. It's a good question. So we said that we asked the question. No one's stopping the Aretz from singing on its own, and God doesn't tell the Aretz go sing, right? So what does he say? So he says
Is that the land or the sky?
the land. The sky is singing. Shemayim is a party, by the way. You should know in Shemayim, literally, it's a party. If you look at the Sidur from Titbarach Lanetzah Surei Magen V'Go Aleinu, if you look at the Sidur, it tells you everything with the every day how the Malachim are singing to Hashem and praising, and literally if you go slow and you understand, it's literally a party. On the thing of Yotzer Or,
Right.
okay, Yotzer Or, if you read it, Kulam B'chma Asidam Al Haaretz Kinanecha, right? Titbarach Lanetzah Surei Magen V'Go Aleinu Borei Kedushim. You read that. It's literally you want to get up and start screaming because it's like a stadium. That's what it is. Amazing. And then it ends up with saying Kadosh 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 Hashem Tzevakot Yoro Kol Haaretz Kevado. And then the other Malachim, the Ofanim, the Hayot HaKodesh, Berash Gadol, loud, L'Naseim, Le'omat HaSerafim. The response to the Seraphim who said Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, they're answering at a very large thunder. Huh?
I remember we had a Zera Shimshon about this about a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Where you talked about what's going on in the Shemayim.
I love this. I love this because and I find excuses to say it
Uh-huh.
because you need to know that in Shemayim it's a party. It's an unbelievable party. So now again, oh by the way, I forgot what we're gonna say. I was gonna say at the end, not now. We'll say it better. Say again.
What's the party for? I missed.
By Hashem. The party, what does Hashem say? What goes on in Shemayim? All the Malachim are always making a song to Hashem. Right? So the question was, why can't the Aretz sing on his own? Right? So now this is where we're up to Yakut Shoftim. Yakut Shoftim, right? In Yakut Shimoni on the Pasuk, Yasu B'nei Israel Hara. Which means that what do you have? You have Sisera, you have Melech Kenan, you have Yael who comes and chops Sisera's head off, you have the Shira of Deborah. Oh, she didn't stab him. She cut his head off.
But she stabbed him in the
No, with the thing. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. My baby.
Don't mess with a Syrian woman, with a Sephardic woman. Right? Vayasu b'nei Israel hara. Right? That they continued because b'nei Israel were doing bad. It says Vayasu, which makes it sound like they didn't do bad earlier. Why would you say that? So Rabbi Simon says that it's not just anyone could sing a song to God. Only someone that a miracle was performed for him is able to sing to God. And someone that recognizes that a miracle happened to him and sings to God, is all of his sins are forgiven, and he's as if he's a beriyah hadasha, a new being. Why? Because you learn it from Tomet Deborah. After Deborah, Shira Deborah, after she sang, it says Vayasu b'nei Israel hara. It doesn't say that they continue to do bad. No, it says as if it started a new item. They started fresh, started doing bad. But what are you talking about? Why? Since when? Since when is there such a thing where only if you're having if only a miracle is performed for you are you allowed to sing a song? Where does that come from? What does that mean? All of a sudden you can't sing? Hey, was round two? Yeah. You gonna come sit with us? Hey, good. This is my good friend Lawrence Bendera. We need to set him up. Please set him up with drink and food.
Right over here.
Right over here.
Set him up, Yaakov.
While he's getting set up, maybe it's you said, you could only sing after a miracle. So it's not saying that's the only time that you. Maybe it's not saying that's the only time you could sing, but that's the only time that you're really singing. Got it? Did I lose you?
No. You didn't lose me, but I hear you. But what we're saying over here, again, what are we saying? So let's recap. We have a midrash that you had when Hashem made the world. When Hashem made the world, you had Shamayim and Aretz. Both of them were equal. Shamayim is in Shamayim and Aretz is over here. Shamayim gets all the fun stuff because they know what's going on, and Aretz is crying. Why? Because he's on the outside. They have Malach HaMavet over here. People die. There's a lot of bad things that happen, and we don't get to see God like Shamayim does.
No Ziv
So
Shechina.
Hashem says in the future you're going to be able to dance, to sing just like Shamayim is. The question is, who's stopping the Shamayim? Who's stopping the Aretz from singing now? No one told you not to. Go sing. Have a ball. No one told you not to. So we're bringing a pasuk in Shovavim. In Shovavim that tells you that it says Vayasu b'nei Israel hara to tell you that b'nei Israel did bad. Why are we saying that? Why are we saying that b'nei Israel did bad? Because really they didn't do bad. They continued doing bad. Before Sisra and after Sisra they were doing bad.
It was like a vicious cycle.
Yeah, we didn't stop doing bad. But what stopped the cycle? That a miracle happened because of Devorah. And we got to, and so that Ki Idi Yachol, we were B'riah Hadashah. Tell you have to stay. I hope you expect it. I'm just saying, you can't drop all pickles. You can't bribe me with pickles. Okay? I'm chasing you for months. Yeah, that's good.
You can bribe me for pick.
He was here not too long ago. Go wine and whiskey.
Drop look, show it.
He's not here, but no, not too long ago. With his brother-in-law.
Okay, so the question is, why is the Midrash saying that somebody that only the miracles performed for him is allowed to sing a shirah? Makes no sense. So here comes the answer. You ready? It's a fair question. Well, why? That's crazy. Why you tell me only if some of the miracles performed for them am I able to sing shirah? And if I want to sing to God, I can do that.
I like my answer. I don't know if you heard it.
Listen to my answer.
That's why I'm saying.
Okay. The Shamayim, we know, is standing in Shamayim in a place of tahora, a place of purity, a place where nobody is poretz gadeh. There's no issues. There's nobody breaching. And look, we have we have we have things that we're not allowed to do from the Torah, and we have things that we're not allowed to do from the Hakamim that said you're not allowed to do them. Why? Because it's dangerous. Sayag, right? Sayag means what? Why? Because it's offense. Because A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, and D is a real problem. And D is a real problem. So in order to protect you from doing D, right, we're going to tell you stay away from B and C. Make sense? To protect you. Just like, by the way, typical way, don't put your kid next to a stove with the fire on. Why? Because he might end up touching the fire. Same thing.
Yeah.
So my outlook on that is leave him there. He'll only do it once. He'll learn real fast like the rest of us.
My son's hands are still scarred from when he touched it.
Right.
But his hand, my son put both his hands Pesach time on a barbecue, and someone was barbecuing, and he put both his hands, and then skin put off. It's still, when I hold his hands, I still feel it.
That's
and he's
horrible.
13, 14 years later.
So mine was more of a joke. I didn't know there was someone who had a kid without fire. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't say that.
I actually really connected with him during that time because I was
I'm
the
sure
one
you did.
taking him to get all the anointments put on every day and the changing the clothing. It was special.
Okay, let's focus. Shamayim is very different than Aretz. Why? Shamayim is only purity. Only purity.
By the way, we didn't mention the names as well.
I know, I said we'll do the names. I have it. Oh, it's in my office. Thanks. Okay. Lachin, right? So again, they're in a place of Tahorah. No issues. Nobody breaching any fences. No sin. So if there's no sin and the place is always pure, lachin yechulim lomat shirat tamid. Then you're allowed. Then Shamayim, they're always allowed to sing shirat because everybody is tahor. But the Aretz is different. Why? The Aretz is in a makom of tum'ah. Bnei Adam, we're poshim, we're chotim, we're always messing up. We just don't learn. It just never gets old. Right? That they can't. We can't just sit because we are not. You can't go in front of the king and start dancing if you're not dressed properly. I don't care how much you love him. You got right or wrong. You gotta be up to par.
But then, don't I say something that Baal Tshuva could reach like a high
you do that?
Yes.
level?
Father?
So you
Yes.
think the Aretz can also reach like
So
a
we're gonna
high
get there. We're gonna get there.
But can you do that in front of your...
Is that on my desk?
Yeah.
No, there's like 30 of them. Because there was 3 sets of tents.
They pulled them out of jail. They got him dressed up first. So he's going in front of the power. You gotta get
Right, Yosef, you learned it from Yosef, by the way. Yosef, when they took him to the king to translate the dreams, they didn't say you were going to give you a shower and a shave. He said, I need a shave and a shower. I can't go in front of the king if I'm looking like this. Yosef said that. He didn't say, no, you gotta look nice. It says, right, but look at Rashi. Yosef said.
Right.
Yosef wanted to do it. I'm not going to the king like this.
Mordecai also
You can
had
learn-
to get dressed from
Right.
the sackcloth to go in front
Right,
of
right.
Achashverosh.
Yeah.
Right.
You could learn that, or you could learn when you have the opportunity to take a shower, take
You know,
advantage of
take the
it.
opportunity to grab it. So now in this world that we're pushing and chotim, we're not able to. That's why the audit is crying, because we're not able to. He's not the audit, and what he represents and his team, which is us, is not going to be able to be up to par all the time. So we're not going to be able to do the right thing. And what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu say? Don't worry. Even you in the future, you're going to sing a shira. Shneimar Hashem Malach Tagil Haaretz.
Oh,
Okay? She'az, what does that mean, Tagil Haaretz? It means that you're going to be a B'riyah Hadashah.
Rejoice also.
You will rejoice. What does it mean? Tagil Haaretz. What did we say before? We said the Midrash said that a person that recognizes and sings to Hashem is a new person. You have a miracle happen to you, you recognize it, you say, and when you do that, you become a new being. And all your sins are forgiven. Phenomenal.
Shaul, let me tell you something interesting. The Rashi of the first Rashi of Az Yashir says, Az kshera nes ala bilibo shiashir shira, and then it quotes Yoshua and the same thing, and that connects perfectly to what you're saying, because only when he saw the nes, that's when he had the ala bilibo lomar shira. So I don't think he says it here, but I just remembered that from the connection.
That's good. That's good. So now Hashem's telling the Aretz, just like if a person recognizes a miracle and sings, he's a B'riyah Hadashah, so too you will be a B'riyah Hadashah, you'll be an Aretz Hadashah. Look what he says. She'az tiyeh ha'aretz Hadashah. Not only that, but all the sins of the world will be forgiven.
When is
All the
this?
sins-
When is this?
Hold on.
When Hashem
Oh,
Malach.
sure.
When Hashem Malach.
He's Malach now, my friend. He's Malach right
Doesn't
now.
look like it.
Not to you. but
Doesn't
he
look
does.
like it. He is, but nobody knows it.
You don't know it.
I believe it. I believe it and
Just
I know
know
it, but
You know it.
we're one drop in the sand that Hashem Malach.
Okay, just because I know he's the king doesn't mean I need to know what his abilities are.
No, so Hashem
I don't
Malach
need
is
to
in the
know-
future, no? This
Hashem
Jews
Malach
is talking,
past.
isn't it talking
Yimloch
about?
Yimloch is future.
Yeah, but it's talking about in the
Over here,
future,
yeah,
no?
Hashem Malach Tegel Haaretz. Right.
When Hashem will be Malach, when everybody knows that He's the king,
The Haaretz will-
then
okay.
everybody can be happy
But the
because you won't
Midrash is
have
showing right. But
you won't have
that-
all this crazy world.
Right.
The world's a
But-
psychopath.
Zera Shimshon is explaining something is a big hidush. And if you're smart, you latch onto it because it's very. We learn from this week's parasha the why does it say by Yaminu b'Hashem uv Moshe Abdo? What are you doing? If I believe in God, I obviously believe in His emissary. What do I need both for? What do I need both for?
By the way, that's the only pasuk in the Haggadah which has Moshe.
Ah,
That's the only
right.
pasuk.
The answer is it's not enough to just believe in God.
You believe in the tzaddik.
It's not enough. You have to believe in the tzaddikim. You have to believe in the tzaddikim. And if that irks you, and if that bothers you, I'm here to tell you that's a you problem. And it's okay, because Bnei Yisrael Har Sinai had the same problem. Because Hashem had to put the man on top of us, so we didn't accept the rabbis until Kal Purim. That's why when Mashiach comes, everything's going to be abolished. We're not going to need any mitzvot except Purim. Purim is staying. After Mashiach comes. Yes, fact.
Lo vatal.
All the mitzvot, there's no need. The mitzvot are a conduit to get closer to God.
And the Korban Todah.
So once one is done, sure, it's written down. A few places, sure.
Yeah, it's brought down.
Yeah, no problem. I should Google it. It's there, no, 100%, no, you mean. The only thing that's going to be left is Purim because we established that.
Uh-huh.
That's ours.
Ki moving kiblu. Ki moving kiblu.
Hanukkah? Oh, good point, Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Came later.
Hanukkah.
Came later, I don't know. It's a good one. That's a touche item. That's a good one. I don't know the answer.
It's not as big as miracle because it's the it's the only Yom Tov that's in Tanakh.
No, you know why Purim?
It's the last Yom Tov in Tanakh.
No, I'm sorry. Let me
So it's all the Torahs.
Let me interrupt. I'm sorry. I'll tell you why. Purim is because we specifically accepted upon ourselves.
Kimu v'kiblu.
Right, kimu v'kiblu. Right,
Kavah,
we
yeah.
took all. We accepted upon ourselves Torah shebe'al peh.
Right.
That's why. Because we accepted Torah shebe'al peh. You're really googling it, aren't you?
Hanukkah, we didn't get it. We've already had it already.
You'll find
Hanukkah was later.
But it's not even because it's late. It's because we accepted the other half willingly. So that's why it's going to stay.
Right, Megillah says that. Kafu ha'kegigit and kimu kiblu.
Kimu v'kimu. That's the famous thing.
But Kavah.
Yeah.
So now, when is the
What's the last thing in Aleinu Shabbat? What's the last word in Aleinu Shabbat?
Echad.
Echad.
ביום ההוא יהיה השם למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה השם אחד ושמו אחד.
No.
That's what we're waiting for. This Jewish is on that. Hashem Alach. When Hashem is going to
No,
be in the whole
it's
land, the
not.
king,
It's Hashem.
then everything will.
But it doesn't say Hashem Malach Shmur Had.
But it's the same idea, though. The Jewish is the same idea.
So we're giving you Hidush. That's what's called a Hidush. Hidush is something new and innovative. And it's good. And I'm telling you, you should grab onto it. Why? Because I started to say that it's not enough just to believe in Hashem. Hashem wants you to believe in the Tzaddikim also. And if you hold on to what the Tzaddikim say, then I'm going to be a B'dah Hadashah every time I say it. I tell
That's
them it
also a
is.
big thing in Purim. Purim is a Munah Tzaddikim. Purim has a Munah Tzaddikim. Chashmonayim is not so simple.
Not necessarily.
Whereas Mordechai and Esther is a Munah Tzaddikim.
So by the way, you should know. I have a question. Hello. When you go to a store and they have a sale, are you gonna ask them why you're making a sale? You shouldn't make a sale. No.
No, I'm
You
going to
grab
say.
one.
No, I'm going to say. What's the con here? How you conning me?
You take.
I'm going to say.
whatever
Oh yeah,
sale is-
50% off, huh?
You sound like me. Okay.
It's not 50. It's the second item, 50.
Right. All right, let's focus. So now,
Yes,
so
they
look what it
bogus.
says. The cannot honest, right? Sevilla, right? The desire of the Sadiq will be known, right?
What does it mean, Svila Tzaddik?
It's a desire of the Sadiq.
Tzvi is Ratzon.
That's all of the
That's
Sadiq.
right.
Yeah. What does that mean? When they're in the world, there's a Sadiq that from Shamayim does what he says. Okay, which we have, by the way, this week's Yeshuot site.
Yitzchak
You
Chatzar.
should have came. You got
Where?
Did you give away
Where?
Alak?
36 bottles.
Where, here?
Wow.
We gave out 36 bottles.
Can we get the latecomers?
I have no love. All I have is like this much left on that one bottle over
All right,
there.
we'll make a l'chaim. What's left? L'chaim.
Chaim Bracha. Chaim Bracha.
Well, I wrote down.
So that's for after. That's for later. So we gave out 36 bottles.
You only
But
need
he-
one letter.
But what he said
He
happened.
was into Arak.
Whatever the Baba Sali said happened. Whatever the Beats Hakabah Haseda said happened. He was Kodesh Kodashim.
One's good.
Okay, the miracle worker, everything that you know. everything.
Tzaddik goes there, Hashem Kayem.
Right. So when he said, when you have a Sadiq like that in the world, Sheosim, so that means that the Shamayim does some nes for him, that Shamayim does a nes for him, right? And the whole Aretz, Yechola Lomar Shira, now you're giving the opportunity to sing a song, because something happened. Ve'az Zemirot Shamanu. What is the Zemirot Shamanu? If you're smart, what do you know what that means? That the Midat, what happens, when something happens in the world, what does it mean? Gezerah. Hashem demanded something to happen because you got to deal with it. We're good?
Not sure.
You're not sure. We'll hope for the best. What does that mean? It means that when you have something good, when you're doing something good, I'm sorry, let me start over. When there's a gezerah in the world that something bad has to happen, it's because it has to happen. Which means that there's a certain strength level that this gezerah has. It's got some weight. Right? Let's say the weight is here. Okay? Now you have a Sadiq whose zechuyot trump the gezerah. And it's over here. So he's able to squash the midat hadin.
Wow.
So what are you singing? What are you praising? You're praising that the midah of Hesed is goveret, is able to overcome the midat hadin, and that's revealed in the world the radiance of Olam Haba. Because in Olam Haba there's nothing. It's all good. It's all good. There's nothing bad. Olam Haba is all good. Therefore, Shemayim gets to sing all day. We get nothing. We have to fight for it. When there's a Sadiq who's worthy of Shemayim, who's having the party, is going to do whatever this guy says because of his midot and his zechuyot, then when that does happen, brother, that's how the Baba Sali died. That's how the Baba Sali died. He came into the Beit Midrash one day, 94 years old. I think, or 93. I think 94, and he was sad. Baba Sali was never sad. His shamosh asked him, "What's the matter?" He tells him, "There's a gezerah in Shamayim that thousands of people have to die, and I can't be mevatelet."
Wow.
1983. And he says, "All right, what do we gotta do? Because we have to keep fasting and keep praying."
What is this thing with these gzerot that everybody has to get killed? What's happening?
If you look at the Gemara, Rabbi Ishmael Kohen, Rabbi Yeshua Kohen was taking a tour of Shamayim and looks through all. The Malach is giving him a tour, and he goes through all. He sees this room has all the gezerot of Bnei Yisrael for this year.
Some of the averot that we do.
Yeah, what are you crazy? Yeah, man, it's not easy. What are you talking about? So now Rabbi Yeshua starts crying. We're dead. What do you mean? This is gonna happen now? We can't handle this. So the Malach says, don't worry about it. Every time he hears the people saying, Amen Yehesh Shemer Abba Mevarach,
Whoa.
right? That the name of God should be raised forever and ever. Yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh. God goes to the room. I can't do this to my kids. Rips everything up, throws it out. You have no idea what's going on in Shemayim. There's a constant based on us.
It's like a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. Look, don't look at it like a cave. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because there's a lot of love there. But when you're in the middle of a game, you don't say, okay, great, I did a good job, let me sit down. No, you're in the middle, you gotta move. You don't stop when you're in business and say, okay, I did a good thing. Whenever you do that, things go bad. Right or wrong? Every time I say. By the way,
You just move forward.
you just keep going. That's your job, just keep going. Don't worry, don't try to figure out the score. Try to be as genuine as possible. And that's probably the best advice I could ever give you. To try to be as genuine as possible. Legit.
Emet.
Yeah,
Genuine means amiti.
yeah. That's the best thing you can do. Genuine. Okay. Now, when the Sadiq is... Oh, so now what happened? Hold on. What happened? So now what happened to Baba Sali? Baba Sali comes in, it was a Tuesday. He comes in and he's happy. He's happy. So he tells the Shamo says, so he tells Shamo to make Seudah. So he goes, beauty, what are we eating? What's going on? He goes, I nullified the Gezerah Shemayim. So they made a party. They had a Seudah. That Shabbat, the Baba Sali died. He traded his life
For
for
thousands.
thousands of Jews. You don't know what goes on Shemayim. Look, every day we're waking
He
up.
probably made that deal.
Obviously, yes, he made that deal.
Yeah.
He made that deal. We know it's not a joke what's happening, okay, in Gaza now, all this great. But we don't have no idea how much worse it can be. You know, I thought the amount of people that were murdered on that day, October 7th, okay? Understand what Simchat Torah represents. Simchat Torah represents the day that we get to be with God alone. After all the Selichot, after Rosh Hashanah, after Yom Kippur, after Sukkot, one extra day, just me and you. Let all the people leave. I remember one time we had one of these like Thursday night lights by the house. Everybody left. It was just me and Saucer just lying down like just like we're chilling. You know, we're just like we're dead. You know, and God took it. He took it. He took it. He took it away. There was no Simchat Torah. There was Simchat Torah for you. Even me, that I was in America. I was in America for Sukkot. There was no Simchat Torah for me. Because what did I do? It was not Simchat Torah for them because they have 2 days. I have 1 day. But what did I do? During the Kiryat Torah, I got up at every Aliyah and I went around the Teva once and I sat back down and I said the Hakafa in the back.
Why?
And every time
you knew what happened already?
I didn't know, no.
So why didn't you have Simchat Torah if you didn't know?
Because Simchat Torah for them is tomorrow, the following day. For me, I'm only keeping 1 day.
They had Shmini Atzeret and then
It was
Shmini
Shmini
Atzeret
Atzeret.
in America is 2 days. Simchat Torah is the 2nd day. It's Galuyot, Chutz La'aretz.
So on Shabbat Mela you missed it because you don't
So
have
I missed
there.
it. I missed it. But every time I went around the Torah, I would touch the Rimonim. I went like that. I lift it up. Like I do something. I walked around. My uncle was on the other side of the room, figured it out after like the 5th one. He goes, I'm thinking, what is he doing? What does he keep getting out? Then he sees that I'm like I'm reading something in the back of the book, So then let me see what's in the bag. He realized the hakafot. So he goes, that's what he's doing. He realized.
And the second day, and the second day, you guys already knew there what happened?
I knew when I got home. But yeah. So anyway, I thought about Hashem took the amount of people that were murdered was the exact amount of people, not one less, needed to happen in order to get the result that we're getting now. The achdut that we're having is not normal. The achdut that we're having now is not normal, and it's the way it should be. But but God knows how many people He took. He's not taking one extra child for no reason. You understand? Everything that He did, very calculated. He didn't pad it.
Sorry. So, finish.
He didn't pad it. He took what He needed to take in order for us to wake up. And now that out there, we have to deal with our repercussions. Yeah. You know how many minyanim were mevatel on Yom Kippur in Tel Aviv that day?
Yep.
18. Hi. 18 shuls were mevatel that day. Ne'ilah. Okay? We gotta look. You love your kids, but you gotta discipline your kids. And you gotta raise your kids. Like we learned earlier, Kiddushin. You gotta teach them how to swim. Alright, so I'll do that the first one. You gotta teach them Torah, you gotta teach them a skill. It's not easy to teach a kid a skill, it's not easy to teach a kid Torah. You gotta get them married. You gotta do this. It's work. What do you want? It's work. You have kids. My mother told me when I first got married, not when I first got, like later on, she goes, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Because I had like 4 kids, when I tell my mother, she's killing me rolling in my mother's house for Shabbat. And my wife's like, let's go to the park. I never went to the park one time in my life. I had my whole life as a kid, I never went to the park. Now we have kids all of a sudden, every Sunday, every Shabbat, wants to go to the park. I don't want to go to the park. We have to go. What does that mean I have to? I didn't understand the concept of having to do something. I didn't understand what that meant. But anyway, we got to just deal with what we got to do.
Married.
What? Because I weren't married. Very good. All right, let's continue. I want to wrap up. So look what it says. So again, now when the Sadiq comes and able to do, and is able to be mitgaber on top of the Midat Adin, it's revealed in the world who the Sadiq is, and the world is able, and now, by the way, what is it? It's an Et Ratzon. It's an Et Ratzon. Why is it an Et Ratzon? Because the Sadiq was able to push off all the Mekatregim, all the prosecutors within that hour, within that time. Why? Because all the Midat Adin comes not because of, what happens, look, you have prosecutors and you have defendants. You have your Averot and you have your Mitzvot. Your Averot you have to deal with, and your Mitzvot are there to defend you. The more Mitzvot you have, the better it is. But when the Mekatregim are coming, you're going to have to fight. When the Sadiq comes, who's over here, is able to squash all the Mekatregim, all the Averot of the generation, because Shemaim just does what he says, then you got to deal with it, then no problem. That's Et Ratzon. Now's the time to pray. And that's the Perush of the word, Mi Imalel Givrot Hashem. How mighty are the acts of, who could sing the mighty acts of God that makes all the praises to be listened to? When a nes comes, before this, there's sakana. Before a miracle, what's the definition of a miracle? We said this earlier in the class. Why is the Yom Suf so amazing? Because it happened when I needed it. Not because it happened stam on a Tuesday. It happened when I needed it. I think it was on a Tuesday. Right? Was it on Tuesday? I think Yom Suf was on a Tuesday.
It was a week later from Seder night. Seder night was Thursday.
We got out on a Thursday. Thursday or Tuesday? One of the two.
I think you said last time Thursday night, I remember you
It was
said.
Thursday, not night. We got on Thursday. We got on Thursday. It's the time. It's Thursday. You like to know that, no? It's nice to know. It's the Thursday. And well, it just is. It's the Torah. We got the Torah on Shabbat. By the way, you can tell your friends to come in. It's cool. It's fine. Free food. And now your friends? By the way, we learn here till 3 in the morning. We have the second shift coming in at 11:30, 12. You get these teenage kids that come in like ready, because I know them. All the Max Cohn and all these guys. They come at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, hey, what's the matter with you? Go home. What's up? So we learn for 20 minutes. They're like, hang out with us. It's cool. It's nice. It's good. Let them come here. It's good. Better. On the streets, we're losers. What do we do on the streets? Okay.
Eat food and drink, I don't know.
Eat food and drink. All right. So now, before this, we know there's a sakana, which when there's a sakana, we know there's midat adin. And the midat hesed comes over when a miracle is done, and that's the giburot of Hashem. The giburot of Hashem is showing that when you do mitzvot, good things happen. When you do mitzvot, you're able to overcome bad things. And that is Kiddush Hashem. It's known in the world that you're able to overpower something that's greater than you. You're the underdog. And yet at the same time, because of the mitzvot that you did, are able to overcome. Right? The ilu hayat tov zeh shemidat hesed levad. If you just had hesed in the, there'd be no danger. If there was no deen and only hesed, there'd be no danger. And if there's no danger, then there's no need for a tzaddik zechuyot. The purpose of God making the world is to be called by His names. Elahum v'hanun. You need it. But what's hard to understand is HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows the future, right? And if He knows that at the end of the day He's going to end up making a miracle anyway, why don't you just start with that next time? You know what I say? Like, why don't you next time start with that? Right? Lama Hikdima said, why did you bother with the danger?
Because you can't see the
And just start the hesed. God sees it.
Yeah, but
not the second God.
No, but the person. But in order for us to really believe, appreciate the miracle that we have and we experience, we need to have that the deen sometimes. In order for us to appreciate the chesed, we have to sometimes see the deen.
But wouldn't you be happier not to have to appreciate the chesed and just...
Right.
But we don't live.
Give me the money, don't let me earn it.
Yeah, but
right.
don't live. We don't live in a world. That's not the kind of the world we live in.
That you said something before about learning.
No, we don't. Our goal is.
We don't learn that way.
Right, we don't learn that way.
So look what Zera Shimshon says.
We have to work. We have to earn our stripes.
He says, "Sarich lomar, mishum sheken derech ha'av leyaser et beno." The way of a father is to leyaser et beno. Why do you give me an English word?
Punish.
Not punish.
Torment.
I like that word. To torment the kid. In order kedeh lehaziko bederech tova. In order to get him on the right path.
It's a flick.
What?
Yes,
What do you mean?
No, a flick.
A flick? No, not a flick. Relax.
Leyaser.
So not really. So a flick, but it's not meant to be to afflict your son. Look, I remember. I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, my phone. You remember when the small pens were an item? The small fat pens. Remember? Like back in the day, 20 years ago, that was like an item. So one day I come home and I see my father writing with this small fat pen, like this, wood. Silver on this side and silver on this. This was wood. Very similar to this, but fat and like half the size. Okay,
So
pen.
not similar at all. Not similar at all. Fat and
Sorry,
half
sorry. So, and I tell my father, I go, wow, it's such a cool pen. Where'd you get it from? He goes, oh, you like it? He goes, son, literally, I'm telling you verbatim. Oh, you like it? He goes, you like and then someone goes, I'll sell it to you, he tells me. I go, yeah?
That's nice.
He goes, oh, Chaz, I go, yeah, he goes, I go, how much? He goes, I bought it for 40, I'll sell it to you for 20. So I go, for sure, okay, yeah, for sure. So he sits back and he starts laughing at me. He starts laughing at me. I go, what? He started looking at my mother, he's laughing. In Arabic means you idiot. I bought it for $3.99 at CVS. Why have I said CVS before? He bought it for $3.99. He goes, nothing. Which what? Because it's the way of the father to challenge the kid to teach him the right way.
Yeah, you don't have to do it that way.
Huh?
You don't have to do it that way.
There's many ways. It all depends on the situation.